Hi, I'm Andre Bagoo, and I'm going to be reading from my short story collection, The Dreaming. The Dreaming follows a group of gay men as they search for sex, love, and self-actualization in Woodbrook, Trinidad. The story I'm about to read from follows one character in the book who is a doctor who works in a neonatal unit. One day at hospital, he's presented with a difficult case. Focus. To save this baby's life, he would first have to put it in a bag. Its lungs were not working properly. Its chest was a small balloon, expanding and contracting, expanding and contracting, but with difficulty. Soft ribs and cartilage moved beneath paper-thin skin. For most babies, breathing comes naturally. For this one, breathing was a Herculean effort. If he did not act fast, in a few minutes its muscles would get sore and seize up, and its own body would become an iron cage squeezing it to death. Respiratory failure. He prepared the cushion-rimmed face mask. He prepared the oxygen. He gently encased the child's body with the pouch, the way you might put a small turkey into a baking bag to seal vital fluids. After a few minutes of pumping air, the baby was ready for the next life-saving procedure. Intubation. Focus. This is what he knew. In a world of caring for sick babies, the difference between tragedy and triumph is measured in the smallest of units, grams, minutes. A baby less than 600 grams was normally a lost cause. Even if you could get such a baby to live, it would be damaged for life. That's what they never tell you in movies and on TV. A baby born after less than 26 weeks in the womb has an 80% chance of dying. If it lives, it has a 100% chance of having a terrible birth defect. 100%. A virtual certainty. This baby was 23 weeks, 409 grams. Too young, too small when they sent it down to him from the ward upstairs. But what was he supposed to do? Tell the orderlies to turn around and take it straight to the morgue? He gathered the equipment he needed. Laryngoscope with straight blades, endotracheal tubes, a stylet, scissors, tape for securing the device to the tube, this was crucial, alcohol sponges, a capnograph to measure CO2 levels. In another country, high-risk births like this one would have been detected long ago. Those likely to need resuscitation would be anticipated, additional skilled personnel would be on hand, necessary equipment gathered, and medication administered in advance. But this was Trinidad. He needed to see the vocal cords. Putting the tube in the wrong place could mean the difference between the baby becoming an opera singer or a mute. He put in the laryngoscope to see the cords. At first, the epiglottis, the curtain of flesh at the back of the throat, did not open, but it soon gave way. He moved to put the tube in. The room was cold, but beneath his scrubs, it was the Sahara. He could feel a bead of sweat form near his temples, cool, and seep back into his hair. Slowly, slowly. Then success. The tube was in place. He taped it down so it could not shift. He'd reached the stage when there was only one last thing that he could do. Wait. This was another thing you don't see on Netflix. The helplessness after every possible option has been exhausted, every step taken, every appropriate course of action judiciously measured and implemented. He looked at the being in front of him, the miracle, somebody's dream, somebody's labor of love, not even the size of two fists put together. A little jewel box, ready to be filled with riches. Eye protection pads too large, obscuring most of its face. Dolly arms and legs akimbo amid the tape and tubes and wires. A soft, dusky red thing so still and mesmerizing. You wondered if time had stopped, if all the oxygen had left the room, and you were suspended in limbo along with it. He reread the card at the side of the incubator. The parents had named the baby Charlie. "Stay alive for me, Charlie," he said. The towering machine that warmed the baby's body beat and beat. Wait, wait.